Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tasya Amelliya Kharisma Putri. I'm here to give a debate argument as an Affirmative Team Speaker 1. The motion that given is corruptors should be given death penalty. The definition for me is corruptors means a person who uses state money for immoral personal gain in Indonesia. Should be given death penalty is a form of punishment that is considered appropriate for people who commit corruption, so that people who want to do the corruption are afraid because of the punishment that will be given. The next is team line as an affirmative team. Premise 1. Corruption causes destruction and misery of the people in economic problems in Indonesia. Premise 2 is the death penalty will be a deterrent effect for corruptors so that the next corruption action does not appear. So the conclusion is corruption must be eradicated with the death penalty for the sustainability of Indonesia's more advanced economy. Next is the split as an affirmative team first speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, here I agree with the motion which states that corruptors should be given death penalty. There are several reasons why I can say this. So the corruption is an act of misuse of funds that are used for personal gain or for others. Meanwhile, according to the law, corruption is an act that is against the law, carrying out cunning tactics to enrich oneself or other in corporation. Corruption can also be said as an act of abuse of authority on an occasion that is facilitated by a position that can harm the state or a company. When we watch television, read the newspaper, or read news on mobile, the issues of corruption is the most talked about. This case is often found everywhere, both in rural areas and in big cities. Corruptors can be anyone who has the opportunity to do so. Corruption can cause a multiplier effect which eventually extends to the existence of the nation and state. The widespread practice of corruption will worsen the economic condition of a country and may result in a prolonged economic crisis. Paulo Mauro explained it that corruption has an inverse ratio to the level of investment, economic growth, and government spending on social and welfare programs. Yet it is part of the core macroeconomics. On the other hand, increasing corruption also causes the cost of goods and services to increase, which in turn can increase the national debt. In this situation, inefficiency will occur, namely when the government issues more policies accompanied by a rampant corruption practice. So that's why corruption needs to be eradicated, because this practice is the source of all the economic problems that this nation suffers from. Starting from poverty, recurring limited job opportunities, even the weak exchange rate of the rupiah against the US dollar. Another impact is the decline in investment value due to low investor confidence to invest in this country. As a result, job opportunities are getting smaller, that the unemployment rate will increase. Another consequence of the increase in corruption in the Indonesian economy is a decrease in state revenue from the tax sector. A tax whose function is to stabilize price to control inflation, redistribution of income, and opening up job opportunities will ultimately prosper the community. However, currently there is a decline as an income from the tax sector, and Indonesia's tax ratio is still stuck at 11.6%. This is exacerbated by the fact that many employment and tax officials are corrupt. Of course, this can lead to a slowdown in development in Indonesia. Another impact of corruption is the increase in state debt. Thus, corruption results in a deficit in the budget allocation that has been set by the government. This is of course causes the government to cover the deficit by increasing foreign debt. Actually, debt is a common thing as long as it is used for productive things. However, there will be a sizable economic impact if the increasingly inflated state debt is used to cover the existing debt and it corrupted on a large scale. If this bad condition is not immediately addressed with strict sanction, what will be happen to this country in the future, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine how you feel? How do you feel seeing the reality that upsets us? Are you going to the people who have made our society miserable? They get a punishment that can be called a VIP punishment. Thank you, that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.